Hey guys, this is Upesh from Beebom.com, and this right here is the brand new MeTV 5X. Now I know a lot of people are interested in this brand new MeTV series because this is the successor to the very popular MeTV 4X. Now the big question is, what's new in the MeTV 5X? Well, actually there are upgrades almost every single front, be the design, the display, the sound, the connectivity, but is it as good as it sounds? Well, I'm going to tell you all about it. Let's begin. Okay, so I have the MeTV 5X 55-inch version, but do note that the 50-inch version has the same features and specs. And there's also the 43-inch version, which has slightly smaller speakers, but that's the only difference. Okay, so this is the TV, and the first thing to notice is that this looks a lot like the Mi QLED TV. And that's a good thing because the metal frame with the sharp cut edges looks very premium. And I like that this metal design is everywhere, be it around the frame or even in the stands. I also like how narrow the bezels are, especially on the sides and the top. The bottom bezel is bigger to, incorporate the new Xiaomi logo, and there are LEDs below it, but even with that, the screen here has an awesome 96% screen to body ratio, and yeah, overall it just looks beautiful. Now talk about that screen, it's a big upgrade. It's a 10-bit 4K direct LED panel with the 60Hz refresh rate, 178-degree wide viewing angles. But unlike the MeTV 4X, there's support for Dolby Vision, HDR10+, HLG, there's MEMC, it has a wide color gamut with 94% DCI-P3 coverage, and there's Xiaomi's Vivid Picture Engine 2. Now the Vivid Picture Engine 2 is supposed to enhance the color, the contrast, the brightness depending on what's playing on the screen, and yeah, it sounds good, but what's most interesting is the new adaptive brightness feature. So the TV actually has a photoelectric sensor that automatically adjusts the screen brightness depending on the light in the room. Now this is a feature that I've seen on more expensive TVs, so it's nice that the 5X brings this. As for how it works, here's Brooklyn Nine-Nine playing on the TV with the lights off, and now I can just turn on the lights, and there's a very subtle difference in the display. Now I'm not sure if it's visible on the camera, but I did feel Jake and Charles's face brighten up a bit. I also checked it with wallpapers, and I did notice that sometimes it takes a couple of seconds to adjust the brightness, but yeah, there is a slight difference. Either ways, it's a very subtle feature, so you probably won't notice it every single time. But yeah, it's interesting because there are a lot of times when you switch off the lights and the TV feels too bright. I think you can relate to this. Anyway, the adaptive brightness feature apart, the display on the MeTV 5X looks very good. But it has a pretty good contrast ratio of 5500:1, and I'm not aware of the peak brightness of this panel, but it looks pretty bright. As for the colors, the display seems more natural with the standard mode, but there's also the vivid mode, and that's what actually brings out the vibrancy of this panel. There's also HDR10+ and Dolby Vision support, like I said, and supporting shows support the different vision modes and HDR modes. Now I personally noticed better colors and blacks when watching an HDR or Dolby Vision supported show. There's also MEMC support, which is basically motion smoothing, and that's a feature that I don't like much even on higher end TVs, but it's here on the MeTV 5X, and if you're wondering how it works, well, it works like it's supposed to. I mean, I did notice that Schitt's Creek, a very popular show on Netflix, has this weird stutter when MEMC was on, but that's the only show I faced this issue with. I turned off MEMC and the show was playing fine, so yeah, I think MEMC was the problem there. Moving on to the speakers, unlike the MeTV 4X, which only had like 20-watt speakers, the MeTV 5X has 40-watt stereo speakers that are full range and downfiring, and the support for Dolby Atmos and DTS HD. Now compared to the 4X, the speakers are definitely louder and more crisp here. I mean, it's still lacking on the bass front, but that's not something you expect on TV speakers. Next up, one feature that the MeTV 5X brings is hands-free Google Assistant. I know a lot of TVs these days have this feature, but it's still interesting. Now, hands-free Google Assistant is turned on by default, but there is a physical switch below these LEDs if you want to turn it off. As for how it works, let me show you. Hey Google, open Netflix and play Money Heist.
Okay, opening Netflix.
Let me give you another example. Hey Google, turn on the AC.
Okay, changing the AC to on.
So yeah, that works. Moving on, I want to talk about the software. So the MeTV 5X has Patch Wall 4 with Android 10, And there are a couple of new features that I feel are slightly work in progress. First up, there's IMDb integration, which was personally something I was excited about. I mean, I always check IMDb ratings before watching something, but the IMDb integration here is kind of patchy right now. See, some shows and movies have their IMDb rating listed, but a lot of them don't, which makes it very unreliable. Another new feature, as far as I know, is support for more than 77 free live channels. Now, some live channels play directly without any additional apps, but a lot of these channels require you to install different apps. Now, most live channels are from Z6, so you'll have to install it, and once you do, the stream fine. Now, coming to the performance, the MeTV 5X is powered by a quad-core Cortex A55 CPU with the Mali G52 MP2 GPU, 2GB RAM and 16GB storage. Now, these are standard specs in most TVs in this price range, so nothing extraordinary, but yeah, an upgrade over the 4X. Anyway, as far as the performance goes, I wouldn't call this the fastest TV ever, but it's been fairly responsive, be it app loading or app launching or, just scrolling through. To be honest, TV performance can only be judged via long-term usage, and to give you a clear idea, I've only used this TV for 2 days, so I'm not making any judgments as of now. Lastly, there are the ports and the connectivity. The MeTV 5X has 3 HDMI 2.1 ports, with one of them supporting EARC. There are 2 USB ports and a 3.5mm jack. Now below this is the AV input, optical port and the Ethernet port. Apart from that, there's support for both 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz Wi-Fi, and there's Bluetooth 5.0. And there's also an auto low latency mode that automatically turns on when a console is connected to the TV. As for the remote, it's the usual minimal Me remote. As you can see, nothing has changed here. Well, coming to the pricing now, the new MeTV 5X 43-inch version is priced at Rs 34K. The 50-inch version is priced at 42K, and this 55-inch version is priced at 48K. So these are not entry-level budget 4K TVs. These are fairly premium 4K TVs. But the question is the MeTV 5X a good upgrade over the MeTV 4X? Well, it definitely seems to be. Look, I personally feel that the improvements here are very good. The metal design is just more premium. The display looks a lot better with support for different high-end standards. And there's a really cool new feature in the form of adaptive brightness. There's also hands-free Google Assistant support, the speakers are better, the ports are sorted, and the specs are in line with what you get in the competition. So it's all pretty good. I mean, the new patch wall features are, well, patchy, but apart from that, the MeTV 5X brings good upgrades all around. Anyway, these are sort of my early impressions of the MeTV 5X, and like I said, I'm yet to test out the performance, so that's something I'll be checking out in the future days. Anyway, I want to know your thoughts on the new MeTV 5X series, so comment down below. Also give this video a like, make sure to share it, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing tech videos. Well, that's me signing off. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.